because of the hard work that I've done and what you've been able to create as here it is, this is what you got to do. Jen's now going, I'm just so in love with you, like I'm actually falling in love with you again.
So today I've got with me Rob, and been working with Rob for actually not really a very long time, which is why I talk to him, because we want to talk about how Rob has really been able to see some pretty dramatic changes in his marriage, and give some steps on how that has happened. So you can see the changes that have taken place, and hopefully we can give you a little bit of insight into how you can implement some of those changes into your marriage as well. So welcome, Rob. So start out by tell us about where you were when we first came into contact, that first conversation we had, and where you were in your marriage and where your wife was with the marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah, look, thanks, Daddy. Yeah, look, we've been married, 48 years, and we've been doing a lot of work on ourselves and on our marriage. But even with that, there was struggles, obviously, because things happen in your life, and you keep moving forward, and we were struggling in the sense that we just couldn't make that lovely connection. I suppose we were tired, or just not seeing ourselves as we really are, and I love Jenny dramatically and had for all my life. We met when we were 15, which has, been really gorgeous for us. And so we were struggling to the point where we just didn't know what to do. And Jen happened to find Better Marriage and thought this might work, and then we started implementing the things that helped us, or we thought would help us. And so I would have to say that this would save our marriage without fail. There's no doubt about that, because save it in the sense that we could have stayed together and still stay together because we've got grandkids and kids. But that's not a marriage. That's just a partnership that's, not even maybe a friendship. It's just there because you have to be. So I would have to say we were desperate to find something that works and works simplistically and works now, not in 12 months' time.
Awesome. Yeah, I think one of the big things to point out as well is, like, when we first started working together, your wife really wasn't willing to participate in the process at all. She was I remember our first conversation, that was one of the things you said. She's pretty much given up, I believe, is or words to those effect. Is that
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, even though she was looking for something that works, that said, this is yours, you go and do it. We got to do something, but you know what? It's you got to do it. And so therefore it was either make it happen or else. Yeah, absolutely.
One of the big things I come into contact with all the time is men whose wives have decided that they're no longer going to participate, or they're not willing to participate, or they've just given up on the relationship. So it's really a case of the man is by himself. If he wants to save this relationship, he's on his own at this point. His wife has really checked out of that process. And I always tell people that there's loads of hope for you if that's your situation. I mean, would you agree with that, Rob?
Absolutely. Yeah, there is so much hope. I mean, Jen was definitely, not looking for another person. Well, looking for someone. She was looking for me, the real me, and I wasn't there. So he was telling me who it had to be. It was either going to be Richard Gere or one of those incredible guys. And when she married me, that's who I was, and that's who she's looking for. So that I'd have to say, yeah, she was like, it was a little, sort of no hope for her, but this has created absolute hope, more than hope.
Yeah. So if we jump forward, let's jump forward to the end, and then we can look at some of the steps that help. So where are you at? I mean, we've been working together about 6 weeks now, roughly, give or take, probably.
Yep.
And what changes have you seen, Rob, in those 6 weeks? Where are you at now in your marriage?
Well, because of the hard work that I've done and what you've been able to create as here it is, this is what you got to do. Jen's now going, I'm just so in love with you, like I'm actually falling in love with you again. Like,
Yeah.
your face has changed.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Like, this is really fantastic. So, uh, enough to make you really feel very emotional about it. And for Jen too, she's going, wow, like this works. This works. So we're right there. We're very strong. And if something does happen, very short, stop, gone. Okay, move on, because we've got those tools and we know what the problem is. And the problem is very simple. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely simple.
100%. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So you bring up a very good point there. It's about willingness to do the work, right? So one of the things, people ask me all the time is, how long does it take to turn a marriage around? And the answer is, well, how long does it take for you to change?
Yep.
How long does it take for you to change? How teachable are you? How much willing to work? How much work are you willing to do? How much time? So yeah, I think it's good you say there that do the hard work. You got to do the hard work, right? There's no magic panacea here. There's no magic statement or no magic script that's going to get you there. But if you're willing to do the work, then 100% the results can be there. So what were some of the things, Rob, that really in your mind helped you turn this around?
First of all, the realization of what our marriage clicked on, which was, like hysteria or stress. And it seemed like I always thought that I wasn't from a family that was stressful, but in reality, obviously I did somewhere, that it was somewhere, and Jen's family was very stressful. So you come together, and how we related was in stress. So, once I realized that, I just stopped the stress, full stop. I said, this is it. I'm not going to keep being in this stressful situation. So I made that very absolute decision. No stress. So as soon as I get upset or something, or I'll be upset about it, or Jen would say something, I think that's not right, I just go, you know what? We just start again. I think what you talked about drawing a line in the sand, we're 48 years of marriage and even longer in regards to our relationship, starting at 15. There's so much past, but it's not important. The only most important thing is the moment now and what we're going to do from here on. We can fix the other things, the other things that are out there that are in the past, but you can't do it if you hate each other and you're not happy. So it was about simplistically going, I'm going to do the work, you give me the tools, I'll go and implement it. Hope, seeing my wife the way I want to see it. I think that was one of the most critical things. Seeing my wife the way I want her to be. Not, she's angry or she's upset or she's not listening. And then I could revert or say that back to her, like, I want you to see me how you want me to be. And they were very powerful statements without fail.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Yeah, it's absolutely critical. How you think about your wife is going to determine how you feel about your wife, and how you feel about it's going to determine how you act towards her, and how you act towards her is obviously going to bring about your reality. It's how she's going to respond back. And this is something I try to get across all the time. It's like, if you change how you see your wife, the wife you see will change.
Oh, perfect statement. Absolutely. And there's no doubt. Yeah, no doubt about that. That's 100% the best statement in the whole thing, is see the person you want her to be, and that's who she will be.
Let her grow into the expectation, have a good expectation for her, and give her the opportunity to grow into that expectation.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And that will work many, many times. So we do group sessions as well. So a lot of people are kind of skeptical about the group environment. I mean, for me, it's like, it's the best way to get the results, really. So I know you've done both. You've done individual therapy sessions in the traditional sense, and of course you've been with me as well doing the group environment. And what are your thoughts on the group environment, Rob?
It's so beneficial to everybody involved. There's so much experience and so much information there that we need to share, and we do share. And although there's each individual relationship's different, there's such a common thread that you can sew it all together and go, wow, even if there was 40 guys on the screen, there's just so many simple things about it. You can go, this will work. And as each of us grow, we can then share that and go, well, this is where I was and here I am now. Keep doing this. So it's so beneficial, and you know, you only say what you want to say. It's confidential. Everyone is protective of each other in the sense that we don't want to harm each other. And the information that comes out, we get to know the guys' wives, our wives' names, and that's great because you know they're there with you. Fantastic, and you know, the more the merrier. Absolutely fantastic tool for us to move forward.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that for all of us really in every aspect of life, like one of the hardest things is to actually get out of your own head.
Yeah.
It's like when we're in our own head, we have this tendency to believe that our problems are unique to us and our problems are beyond reach and beyond help, right? Whereas the reality is there's only a handful of problems that exist in marriages. There's only 5 or 6 problems really that reoccur over and over again. It's like they take on different disguises and they take on different formats, but ultimately it's the same 5 or 6 problems. And when you can see that in other people and you can see actually how easy the solution is, a lot of times, right? It's amazing when somebody else is describing their problem to you. It's like, man, this is the easiest problem in the world to fix. But when it's your problem, you can't see the forest for the trees, right? It's like when it's your problem, you're so emotionally involved with it. It's very hard to see how simple the solution to the problem really is. But when you can see the problem in other people, and the solution becomes very, very simple indeed, for sure. Like one of the things I like to say, I know you like, Rob, is like the solution to your problems is simply on the far side of complexity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely. It's so simple and yet so complex. And then as other guys bring up their situation, you go, "Wow, that I've got that worked out because I've already done that, or I could do that now." It's yeah, the group meetings and demonstrating the simplicity of it. You know, we're males. Keep it simple, one thing at a time. We do so. To be able to go, right, give me this job to do, or give me 5 things that work, you know, or 5 things to focus on. We can do that, you know. So yeah. It's simple. It's not complicated. Yeah, it is. And you know, recently we had someone come on and share with the other thing. I think with the group meetings was one of the guys said, you know, it's very emotional for me, and he really appreciated being able to share the emotion where he couldn't have done that. He said, I think that was really important. You know, he was by himself. Often we're by ourselves in this situation. We don't want to share it with anybody, and he could share it. And I was taken back by that because I thought that's really great. He could share an emotion in our group.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you could give any advice to what you've learned and the turnaround in your situation, what would it be, Rob? If someone listening to this, what would you tell them if they're in a position where their wife wants out, they've asked for a divorce, or they're just in a situation where it's a very unhappy marriage, but they're going to stay together because it's easier to stay together than to leave?
Not necessary. The essence that you had with that person many years ago is just buried somewhere amongst all the rubbish that's in that marriage that we've had. And move forward, don't let the plane go down. We might be gliding at the moment, is how I know you describe it, but you know what, we can take up and soar by just simply listening to what we do in this method, which is simple. You have hope, you make sure you reconcile, you share how you really feel, you have patience, and you make that person that you want to stay with the single most important person in your life. And you might have thought you were doing it, but with this process, it allows you to show you how to do it. It guides you back into that direction. So to me, don't give up. There's hope. You don't have to get a divorce. To me, you know, you can work in there and stay with it, and your kids will be happier, your grandkids will be happier, your wife will be happier, and our community will be happy because relationships are so important, families. So stick with it and come along for the ride with us and have a go. Let's make it happen.
Well said, Rob. And the thing I'll leave everybody with is like the understanding that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. People say, I've tried everything. And it's like, well, that's really not a true statement. You've tried everything you know to try, or you've tried everything that that is comfortable for you to try. You certainly haven't tried everything because you don't know what you don't know. And I'm here to say that there is hope for your marriage. It doesn't, I don't care where you are in your marriage right now. I don't care what's happened. I don't care what's been said. There is hope for you to turn your marriage around. And I know that's true 100%. And it's why I've brought Rob on today, because he knows it's true as well. And it's like, regardless of where you move forward at this point, don't give up hope, because as long as there's life in the body, as long as there's breath in the body, there is hope for your marriage. It can be turned around with the right strategies, with the right steps, and with the right attitude. Really, that's the main thing. With the right attitude, when the attitude is right, the facts don't matter. Don't be deceived by the facts that your relationship is presenting to you right now, because with the right attitude, facts simply don't matter. So anything you want to say to wrap us up here, Rob?
No, just thank you, Cody, and Jen says thank you also. And because this is part of our life's work somewhere down the past, because we've been together so long. Just anyone that hears this or sees this, join us, ask the questions, get in, have a go, and make it happen, because it's life-changing to work without fail. It works.